Hello, everyone, and we're back with our Tea Time show. We're so excited. We had to take a few weeks off. Life gets in the way. Deal with it. We're dealing with our own crap. Don't forget, if you have any questions for us, tweet us with the hashtag YRRLive. We'd love to hear from you. We're also monitoring the comments in our chat room, and we are here to discuss everything Bravo in the last few weeks. There's so much to talk about, and I'm so excited. You can follow me at Comedy Jonah. Who am I with?
And you're with me, of course, Princess Glammy. And you can follow me at Princess Glammy on Twitter. And I'm on Instagram now. I have an Instagram page. It's kind of shit, but it's there. And it's Princess and that thingy underneath Glammy. Shockingly so. And then, of course, the website.
Perfect.
So what have you been doing? What have you been doing? Have you been watching Bravo?
I have been watching Bravos on our hiatus. My partner doesn't like Bravo, so
Neither does mine.
I'm one of the Bravo watchers that watch it when he goes to bed. I'm up at night eating my treats,
So you're a 3 o'clock in the morning person watching everything that happened earlier in the night. And
yeah.
I can't even go on Twitter anymore because everyone's watching. And I'm like, I can't watch because my husband's watching some other crappy show.
Oh, I know.
Like Ancient Aliens. Like, who watches Ancient Aliens?
Mine's documentaries. Like,
yes.
I'm like, who are you? I don't remember this in your dating resume.
No, it wasn't there when he told me none of this crap. It was all cool shit, like Prince, and I love music, and I love to dance, and now it's Ancient Aliens, and movies like Noah. What the hell are we watching Noah for? I'm not watching Noah.
You know, people say in your relationships in the beginning, like, you like to discover things. There's some things I just didn't want to know.
Yeah, I didn't want to know. Especially television habits. I would rather watch him shit than watch him watch TV. Oh. Sorry. Boys, girls.
I don't know what you're into, Glammy, but
well, that's another show.
That's a whole other show with a ball gag. So lots of Bravo watching, but we're also watching other channels because Kim was on Dr. Phil this week.
Well, first of all, the reunion of Beverly Hills was so kind of shocking to me. I thought Lisa Rinna did a really good job, and the text messages that she sent were not that threatening. I was like, if she'd sent them to me, I would have laughed. So,
well, we saw the secrets revealed last week or the week before. I don't know. It's all blending in. And we see the sit down with Lisa and Kim in the park or some fucking dirt clod or dirt hole in LA. And Kim is still, I don't know what she's trying to do. Like, I don't want you to threaten me. And Lisa's explaining what happened. And Kim just looked worse. She looked worse.
And then, well, I'm hearing myself. Why am I hearing myself talking?
Because there's an echo. I asked you earlier if there was an echo.
No, you asked me if you were echoing, not me.
Oh. Well, an echo in general. I think it's me, so I'm going to...
Of course it's you. It's always you.
You. I guess we're just going to solve this live.
All right, so what we're going to do is talk about Kim and this nonsense that she put. I mean, I don't understand how offensive the goddamn texts were. They weren't that offensive. It was like, bitch, I'm coming after you. Don't you dare come after my family, blah, blah, blah. Same thing that she said, well, basically to her face. So why did she bring it up at the reunion? Then, what was it? The same day as the reunion airs, Kim is arrested in Los Angeles. In her booth or bathroom or stall. It was the night of the reunion.
It wasn't the same day she was arrested, but it was like a week and she had caught up with all of what happened at the reunion.
It was the final part of the reunion night. I thought it was the Thursday, like Tuesday, Wednesday night, something like that. Monday, Tuesday night, whatever. It was really back to back. I was like, what the hell? And so she gets arrested, and I'm, envisioning her grabbing the faucet, screaming, not letting go, punching a cop, claiming she's had a little to drink. And did you notice this? This part? Are you listening to me? You're not even listening to me.
I'm trying to figure out that. I am listening.
You put the plug into the computer.
Oh, I'll put the plug into the computer.
Mm-hmm. So Kim had a little drink, a bottle of vodka or whatever she had, and then suddenly is on Dr. Phil. And he said it was a gallon. What was it? 5-gallon bucket of paint size of liquor she had, because you can't be that shit faced. Yeah, yeah. You just can't be. Now, no. Can you hear me now? Are
I
you?
can hear. I
Now
can hear
you
you
look like
now.
you're. No, excuse me. You look
I
like you're in a
can.
Verizon commercial. Red shirt. Can you hear me now?
This is my backup, girl. This is my backup. So how's the echo? Is it good?
I don't hear myself anymore, which is very good because
Perfect.
I really don't like listening to myself.
All right.
Um,
So I think what I was trying to say is I think it was a few days after the third one, the part three. She went to
yeah,
her daughter's house. She started
something.
watching them. She went on Twitter and saw what people
Apparently,
were
she saw
saying
people.
about her. And I'm pointing the finger. I'm pointing the finger at you.
I don't. I feel sure, but okay. Wait a minute. I have no problem with that because she blamed Lisa Rinna. It was Lisa's fault. It was Kyle's blog.
You negative tweeters.
It was. The thing is, I never actually at her. So does she just go and Google her name?
Yeah. We
Why?
can't Google. You can't Google and Twitter.
Or we'll Twitter your name and see all the things that people are saying about Kim Richards. I'm guaranteeing you, there wasn't very many people apart from a couple of alcoholics supporting her, saying, "You go, girl. You're totally sober."
The perfect example. A couple of alcoholics who were supporting her.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even on a reality show, and I don't want to go on Twitter and see what people are saying about me, okay? I can't
No.
imagine. And especially when you're so sensitive, I think, in your sobriety. But she said she poured herself just kind of a drink like this, right, on Dr. Phil and said,
About this size.
you brought, I think
It was a venting.
it was more like this size, right? Like how big it is to my head.
Venting. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a huge head. So, and then decided to get in a car and start driving.
She did.
Just got in the car
I mean,
and it started taking effect a little bit and thought, oh, there is the Beverly Hills Hotel Polo Lounge where I feel safe and at home. I feel safe and at home, and all I want to do is just sit in the booth that I sat in with my mother as a child because I feel like I'm at home.
I was like, and Dr. Phil was like, "You have your own booth? Why didn't you get a room?" I mean, he was like, "What the fuck?" I mean, literally, I felt bad. I've never seen Dr. Phil in my life. I've never seen his show. I had to figure out what. I think Eric told me, or I told Eric once I found out what time it was on, what network it was on, and I sat there and I was like, Kim wasn't getting away with shit. It was kind of hilarious to watch. And my son had come back from school. He's 18, and he's like, "Mom, why is that woman changing her story every second? Who is she?"
I mean, it was Dr. Phil. I was proud of him. It's not like I watch him all the time. There's a few times like it's just on in the background that I catch him. I've seen a ton of intervention, so I like to have a glass of wine when I watch it. So, but relax me because it's so stressful. But he did not let up, and I was really happy with that. And so we learned that she went to the booth, and then she started talking to this party, a group of people.
Lady. I was talking to the girl. I was talking to the girl.
Yeah, and then the maitre d' or the waiter or waitress came up and said, you're disturbing these people, you're causing a scene. The people said, no, she's not, she's fine. And the maitre d' wouldn't let up. Who is that maitre d'?
Kim Richards is, which the majority of America don't know who she is either because, well, she looks. It's kind of like if Drew Barrymore had done nothing after E.T., would we recognize her in the street? No, you know what I mean. We wouldn't know who the hell she was. She'd be like, that's kind of how I feel about Kim Richards. Nobody knows who the fuck she is. I've been rich and I've been famous. No, you have not, sweetie. I don't know who you are. I have zero knowledge of who you are. So the maitre d' was probably 20. Never heard of Jordache jeans either. and which is another story.
And New York.
He probably asked her to leave because she was being Kim Richards. Because you know how, that voice that Lisa Rinna talks
And that
about.
slurring and that talking and
The voice that Lisa Rinna goes, oh, there's that voice.
yeah.
That's the one. I think she put. I think she put that
aggressive.
voice. Yes.
The aggressive drinking voice.
I don't think she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me go take a seat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's like, give me a fucking drink. Do you know who I am?
Said she didn't drink anymore. Didn't have any drinks at the bar she went to. Just had that one little glass of vodka.
Which got bigger and bigger as the night.
Just that one little glass of vodka. Look how big my head is. That one little glass of vodka. I have a big head.
Anyway, so she gets kicked out, or they try to kick her out, but then they have to call the police. You have to drag her ass out, and then
She
apparently
goes to the bathroom. My second
holds
safe place.
onto the faucet. Oh no, she doesn't. She locks herself in the toilet.
My second safe place of where her mother used to be.
Safe place. Locked the door. Then a police officer was banging on the door, and she opened the door, and they grabbed her. And he may or may not have kicked him or her.
Can't remember. Only had that little glass. It's all foggy, she said. Remember?
But she's getting more and more drunk as it goes. So I'm thinking, if that's the case, you had one glass of something. Were you either snorting something, smoking something, or popping something in the booth, in the toilet stall, before the police officers got there? Because she believes that she was only in there for a minute or so.
Where was Brandy Glanville, her best friend?
She ran out the back. I guarantee you, she ran her ass out the back. She was like, shit's going down. Oh no.
All we've heard all season is my best friend Brandy. I can talk to her, I can say anything. Yet the first place she runs is to her daughter's house, who has a big old bottle of vodka.
And, okay, my mother was an alcoholic. The last thing I had in the house was alcohol.
Yeah.
I was like, would you like a cup of tea? Not,
hey, I'm peyote.
I'm going to bed. There's a food-box fucking bar over here, Mom. Do not touch it. No, that was not the way it was.
Yeah.
And they have a very weird relationship. I mean, how many pain pills has she taken? And then, of course, she admits...
That aren't hers.
None are hers. I don't know. None are.
She finding them on the floor.
Like, Monty, you dropped one. But anyway, so she's been arrested. She then goes... Then one of her kids finds out, what is it, via Twitter?
Via Twitter, I think one of the friends texted
a TMZ article to her, like, hey, your mother's been arrested. Not the sort of news you want. You know, like, what? So she swears up and down, up and down. She's had one drink. And then Dr. Phil said, you didn't drink during the show. And she said, I never drank on camera.
At work.
Yeah. Never did it on camera. So Dr. Phil's like...
That's what I look. At work, I never drank. It's like, well, what does that mean?
Never drank all season on camera.
Doesn't it imply that not at work you're drinking?
But then she admits to, what, one or two possible relapses that she was hiding in a closet in the dark?
It's just wine.
It was just wine.
Jesus drank wine. It's Jesus juice. Jesus.
But then, okay, so she's like... Was it red wine, though?
Oh, even better, the blood of Jesus. That's nothing.
Jesus made me do it. I mean... Oh, and I thought it was really strange that she said that, her opening statement was basically blame Bravo, blame Lisa Rinna, blame Kyle, blame the fans.
Blame the dog. Oh, no, I didn't blame the dog. Blame your niece for getting bit by the dog.
Everybody else's fault.
Everyone else's fault.
I've been there. So I was sitting there going, I wish I'd had a Dr. Phil in my life, because I was like, nail this bitch to the wall. Because I've been one of those kids sitting on the sofa with all the yap and lies, and I'm like, and it's really hard because when Chad said that Brandy was toxic, and Kim nearly went out of her chair, like, what?
Yeah.
They all knew, oh shit, don't attack Brandy. Brandy's actually really kind of sort of nice. He kind of backtracked and was all like, shit. But then, she figured out it was an intervention, and she stormed out, and then the conversation off camera by Chad. I live with you. I see you drinking, popping pills, and doing pot. What?
Smoking those electronic cigarettes.
With some medical marijuana in it from a bag.
A little peyote.
I can believe
Chad. It's okay.
I can believe Chad said that. And then outside, of course, somebody's filming, and Kim's going to the wrong car and thinking Chad has a Jeep when it's not his car.
Well, just back it up a little bit, because Kim had demands. She, did not want a facility outside of Beverly Hills because Dr. Phil offered treatment.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want more than...
He knew all her little triggers of what she would say no to, so he made sure he had yes.
Didn't want more than 30 days, didn't want to be out of Beverly Hills or out of California or whatever, I don't even know.
He went to go to the beach.
Had all these demands, called her on her demands, and then met her demands and said, here's the facilities.
And she still flipped the fuck out. I don't know, I've got anxiety now.
He cornered her, met her demands, and then she's like, I just have so much anxiety, I have to leave. Because she was cornered. And then all of that unfolded with the son and the daughters, and, oh, jeez, it must just be a nightmare.
Part for me, out of the whole thing, was when Dr. Phil went up and knocked on the door, and she'd changed her entire outfit, and she was like, hi, I'm Kim Richards. I've been rich and I've been famous.
Listen, when I have high anxiety, I change my outfits. I'm about to change now.
I completely changed my demeanor. Because, you can just meditate for 20 minutes in the corner while changing your outfit and doing your hair, and it has nothing to do with chemicals at all. No.
Well, and it was enough time because the brunette daughter had changed her outfit. Her hair was now in a ponytail. She was in sweats. Like, that lasted quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's what kind of weirded me out, that Kim had changed like that. Her personality from storming out.
Oh, Dr. Phil, I
love you. I so respect you.
Such a fan. Like, she doesn't remember what she just did.
Kind of like the entire season where she was bullying everybody and lying about them, and poor Kyle, she had to watch that shit because Kathy was with her. Kathy saw the whole thing going down.
Yeah.
Kyle had to sit there with all of us going, oh my God.
Well, we don't hear a lot about Kathy having to deal with Kim in this capacity. Of course, I think we hear about Kyle because she's on the show with her. But, man, I had a lot of empathy for Kyle. That's a lot to deal with. And who knows, having that in front of you while you're filming like Lisa Rinna did or Eileen did. And that's why maybe Lisa Rinna kind of, it seemed like she was making a little bit bigger deal than what it should be. But I think when it's in front of you, it's not. She, I think, reacted correctly after the sit-down with Lisa, after what she said about her husband, and then finally coming out that Kim hasn't been sober in the last 3 years.
Well, and here's another thing.
Lisa's right.
If you're an alcoholic, she's not having... When she says she did talk about in Eileen's kitchen, remember? She talked about going to her dark place, retreating, closing the blinds, being alone, and drinking. And she basically said the same thing was actually happening while she was on Dr. Phil. So what she was explaining about her past was really her present when she was in that kitchen with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And being like, going, yada, 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 not wanting to listen to the girls. And I saw Kyle getting chased down the street a couple of days ago by photographers, and she
on the phone.
Dealing with this. I'm sorry, no, and she didn't want to talk about it. If Kyle was the media, frenzied whore that everybody says she is, he'd be like, listen, yeah. Oh,
Exclusive.
Yeah. But she's not doing it,
Yeah.
I mean, it couldn't have happened in a better week for Kyle, because we had the whole Bruce Jenner thing, and we've had riots in Baltimore, and it couldn't have happened at a better time for Kyle and her family, because it kind of got absorbed.
It was a blip on the radar.
If nothing else had happened, if Bruce Jenner hadn't been doing his interview and people were still talking about it 3 or 4 days later, the 3 or 4 days later was Tuesday when Kim Richards was on. So it was lucky for those kids that they didn't see, not everybody saw what we saw. I mean, my husband didn't see it, my son saw it, but I don't know if anybody else really saw it unless he DVR'd it. So I don't know what his ratings are like. I don't know what daytime TV's like. So I just think I think she got lucky, the family.
Oh, absolutely.
The other shit that's going on. But and kudos to Bruce Jenner.
Double thumbs up for me too. Loved it.
And he did say, and I just want to say, he has said he would like to remain as the he pronoun until he makes the decision. And people are already saying she, and I'm like, you're already disrespecting. He said quite, hello, I am he.
Until she turns to she, but what I thought was very interesting as well is that even after she turns into she, is that the kids are allowed to call her dad.
Yeah. And I do have he broke my heart, because now that when we see him with the whole decathlon thing, his face when he wins is telling a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not finished that decathlon. He hasn't won the gold. It's like he's still got more to go. I mean, he's at the beginning. And it was like, oh my God, I just won. They're all going to find out. Yeah. And that's what I took from all those pictures. And, it was just shocking to see. I mean, at the beginning, he was so very nervous about the whole thing.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But I think it was because Diane Sawyer was so nervous. I mean, she was
I was nervous watching.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't know what to expect.
I kind of knew because I've worked with LGBT community centers here in Seattle. I've had the training with the different pronouns and all of that stuff, which I found very interesting. I'm glad he came out. I love seeing the support he has, not just with his children, but with even his ex-wives are kind of new. He kind of opened up, and all of them have been supportive. I even think it's great because he hasn't had that much of a relationship with the older kids, that this is now bringing them together. So there's a lot of really positive stuff coming out of this, which is great because a lot of transgender people don't have this type of
I mean, he
support.
Has a platform. He also has millions of people supporting him. Yes, he will have millions of people against him, but it's not as if he is not going to have that one person being an asshole and 50 people in public saying, back the fuck off.
Absolutely.
He's going to have that, and I think I don't know if he did this because he was seeing teenagers kill themselves. He was seeing, I mean, he could have easily have just disappeared, gone to Idaho.
65 years old.
He would have known. He could have said, no, I don't want to be in the public eye. I mean, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie seem to be able to stay out of the public eye. Johnny Depp, everybody. So he could have gone to Switzerland, had a complete makeover done, the whole operation if he chooses to, come back into the country, and nobody would have known who he was.
Yeah.
But doing it the way he did, and is it the correct phrase to say he came out? Because coming out as gay or lesbian. So is it also coming out as transgender? What is the correct thing? Is that right to say?
It is coming out as transgender, absolutely. And, I think what's also kind of confusing, too, is that, if you're a male who is transgender, so you'd be a trans female who still likes women, then, people kind of get confused, well, is she a lesbian now, or you're still trans?
He didn't know how to answer. He's unsure if he will be attracted to men or women. He won't know until it happens. But you could see when he was trying to say, no, I will like women. It was kind of like, that's the only part he doubted.
Yeah, and the one thing too that you see on a lot of, other trans psychologists talking and stuff, it's really important for people to understand that transgender and your sexual identity are two different things. Yeah. It's not the same thing. They're two separate things. Yeah. So, all right, I can talk about Bruce Jenner all day, but we have a problem.
The Atlanta, which I nearly never watched. The Atlanta.
Okay, so we're done with Kim. We're done with Kim. I heard that Kim went into rehab finally. That's the rumor. Have you heard anything else?
That's what happened at the end when Dr. Phil said he'd heard she went to rehab, but he couldn't confirm it. Right. So she might be on vacation in Mallorca. Who knows?
Who knows? But with Kim, we joke about you, but we love you. So if you see this, it's all just for fun, okay? She needs to get
better for herself.
Absolutely.
And then take care of other people. She can't take care of other people, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. And don't take things serious on social media. All right.
Get off social media. Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So Atlanta. We haven't talked about the finale. They've had their part 1 reunion. The finale sucked. What did you think of it, Glammy?
I was so bored. I nearly didn't tune in to the first part of the reunion. There is something so off about the show. I don't know what. Well, is it the addition of Claudia?
Nene.
I know she's going. I know Nene and Kim are doing their own thing. So I don't know if Nene's going to be back.
She's going to be back.
Do you think she's going to be back with Kim, though?
I hope so.
I hope to God, because I think those two doing that show together on their own, and then coming back and being bombed.
I want either Kim back or I want Sheree.
Oh, my God. Sheree.
I love Sheree. I'm constantly thinking about Chateau Sheree.
And who's going to check you, boo?
Who gonna check me, boo? Oh, that fight with the planner.
And I'd love to get rid of Cynthia. Cynthia brings nothing for me. I don't want to hear if her husband. I think her husband secretly wants to dress up in drag and be one of the housewives. Mm-hmm. I mean, they call him, what is he called? Patricia online? I mean, or whatever he called. I don't know. But he's such an asshole. And Peter, Patricia, whatever the fuck.
Is that his bitch name?
Bitch name. Because he's always in people's business, and at the second part of the reunion, he's at it again. Now, people say that Greg Leakes is completely walked all over by Nene. However, he knows his fucking place on the show. He doesn't get up in everyone's business.
Well, when you're walked all over, you know your place.
But I think he's like Dennis Thatcher, Margaret Thatcher's husband. He just stood there and held her handbag, But and some men are okay with that, huh?
I wish mine would do that.
My husband actually does. I'll tell you, it's hilarious, but it's only because it's a Louis Vuitton. When I go into a changing room, I tell him, "Can you hold my bag?" And he's like, "No problem." And he puts it over his arm, and he holds it like,
yeah,
like this. And I'm like, and he wanders around the store, and he does, he's got his little cap on, and he's, sort of metrosexual.
Your husband's a cutie too, because I follow you on social media. I would get rid of Portia. I don't like Portia.
Portia wastes the space. Claudia Jordan is trying to be the head bitch in charge. It's not working. She's coming off as desperate. I don't like it. So she could go.
I like what Claudia was doing in the beginning, but I think she might have taken it a little too far. You know how you win that battle and you think, oh, I can win anything now? It's kind of like that.
What happened to Demetria?
What? That?
She was a housewife. And then she just gone.
Who is she singing? Has she had that video launch yet?
I don't know what's going on. So I was like, where the hell did she go? And why was Portia on the reunion? I don't get it. Portia can leave. I have no use for her. I don't care for Claudia. Cynthia's a pain in the ass. I'm wondering
if you had to choose between Claudia and Cynthia, who would you choose?
To keep or go?
Keep. You only have those two.
Apollo?
No. He's in jail with Teresa
Can't
Judah.
we do Jailhouse? Can't we do the Real Husbands of Jail? We've got the Giudice guy going in. We've got Apollo already in there. I'm sure Peter's going to end up there. I mean, we could do
Well,
a whole...
I would love it, like the Husbands of Cell Block 12 or something.
Yes. Yeah, I'd like it too. It would be fabulous. I don't know who I'd keep. I don't think I'd keep either of them.
Just close your eyes and just what pops in your head. This is what Patty Stanger does on The Millionaire Matchmaker.
I would keep Cynthia because Nene hates her so much.
There you go. It does work, Patty Stanger. Awesome. So the reunion, part 1, was pretty. I thought was pretty good.
Well, Candy stood. Oh, there's another one I forgot. She's actually on the show, and Candy's got a ski show. Who the fuck goes skiing? Who skis in this day and age?
Do black people ski? I didn't know. Oh, great. I'm going to get a bunch of hate tweets. I didn't mean that in a bad way.
Okay. White people snowboard. I don't know what the fuck black people do. Sorry.
Listen, all my black girlfriends say we don't swim, we don't ski. That's all I'm saying. It's just a joke, people.
Right. Well, so Candy's on the show. Forgot about her completely. She's actually part of the Atlanta cast. Another one that can leave. And I don't know whose dick she's sucking, but she keeps
Take her dildos and leave.
You know, she's sucking somebody's dick to get these ridiculous spin-offs that fail.
It's not Todd.
No, but I don't know. And Candy, she stood up for herself at the reunion, but why is she not like that on the show? Why is she like slithery, snaky person? I don't know. I don't like her. So anyway, that's what I thought. The reunion was pretty meh. But the next time, part 2, something said by Nene, like, don't you throw shade at my husband. And Kenya says, I just did. And I'm like, oh, yes.
What was that thing? I'm watching you.
Oh, yeah.
Checking you, Glammy. Nene, I'm watching you.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, let's talk about a very, very weird thing. Those women went to the Philippines, and then the Melbourne cast went where? To the fucking Philippines.
Everyone's going to Manila. Where are we going?
Did Bravo International get a fucking discount on hotel rooms and flights? 2 separate shows, both got the same goddamn place.
Yeah.
What was the reason that Atlanta Wives went? Just for shits and giggles?
The Atlanta Wives went for Serenity. That's when Claudia took everyone for a little Serenity to bring the group back together.
Serenity, like having a calming cup of tea. And why did they went for tea?
The tea specialist, the woman that has a palate to recognize 100 teas.
Yes, the serenity in getting the
serenity. Yeah. Like our tea time, Glammy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, what the frickin' hell is going on here? How in God's name did those women from, first of all, why in the hell did the Australian ones fly, 3 days to get there? I mean,
God. Can you imagine?
I don't know if they go the other way and it's quicker. I really don't.
Pick a chair in your house and sit in it for 3 days.
And don't move.
And don't move.
I over free. And have no internet, no phone, and wait in line for one bathroom.
I'll make you more comfortable. I'll let you lay in your bed in your comfortable spot for 3 days.
Oh, could you imagine being on the plane with the head thing? And could you imagine being on that plane with petticoat?
Oh, just talking and yapping, and I'm also good at this, and I'm also good at that, and I'm excellent at this.
And I'm an expert at that, and, I have a bachelor's degree in, dick sucking, and...
Well, petticoat, petit fleur, for you watchers, petticoat, I don't know why she thinks that her fashion is so...
cute. Excuse me.
I thought maybe it was European. I wasn't getting it because I'm just a dirty American.
My fashion statement. I'm petticoat. And I'm in whites because I'm fabulous. I'm like, no, sweetie, you're not white and you're not fabulous. Is she looks your dick?
This is what I'm doing.
You see the
All I did was ask Gamble how much her allowance was.
And Gamble went, not talking about this. And then Gamble well, did you hear? I feel terrible. I feel terrible for taking the piss out of that woman. I feel terrible. I heard either on the show or on social media that Gamble had hearing loss at a really young age, and that's why she's speaking. And I'm like, oh shit. So sorry, Gamble.
Pronouncing things, some of those words.
Vagina and Virginia. She just can't hear the difference.
I think if you whatever you have, you should be able to pronounce it. Like I can say penis.
Yeah. Yes.
So
you can do a lot more than say.
I can say all kinds of things, but no, she had some hearing loss. Petty Fleur, you know, kind of went after her with her income and stuff because Gamble, a couple episodes before that, was just trying to teach her a lesson with the way Petty Fleur speaks to people, which is kind of degrading. I have to kind of agree with all the
way that Petty, whatever, I nearly called her Petty Cunt, but.
Glenn, the sun is still out. You can't speak that way.
Oops.
You Brits and your
sorry about that. But anyway, I'm sorry that Bethany came out on me there because that's so petty.
Lisa Vanderpump.
Vanderpump, yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, Petty. I really said it again. I really called her.
Petticoat. Petty
fucked me in the ass. Okay, where was I?
On their lunch breaks on the West Coast.
Yeah, my kids will be home soon too. Okay, so her demeanor towards everybody, it doesn't matter who the hell you are, is condescending and rude. She is not fab. I don't see her do any work. She's talking about building an empire and doing. What does she do?
She's a real estate developer.
But what was she developing? Nothing, because she's too busy shopping and bitching.
But even if, here's my issue with Petty Fleur. She sounds condescending to anyone she talks to, especially women. Mm-hmm. She especially is condescending with Gamble about having an allowance and not working, yet her birthday's coming up and she expects her partner to buy her a Rolls Royce.
A Bentley, the custom one, not even one off the showroom. She wants one made for her.
Hypocrite.
Yes, which is why I call her Petty.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Headed for JJ. Sorry. Okay, yes. So the Melbourne chicks are. I'm wondering why Lydia's bringing up the storyline of a stillborn baby. That kind of freaks me out. I'm not into storylines like that. I feel bad. You know, and now she's going to go to the grave of her dead stillborn child. I don't like that. This is not something I want to watch on Real Housewives.
Do you think that this is kind of a storyline because she doesn't seem to have much this season? And, you know, it's an awful thing that happened, but it was also like 8 years ago.
Do you notice the only person from season 1 in her life that is actually on camera is the maid? Her husband and children are not on camera this season.
No, and the maid's parents in the Philippines.
Was that why they went to the Philippines?
They went for the teas, but then Lydia went to meet the maid's parents and thanked them.
Didn't she make the little boy call her Auntie Lydia or Mama Lydia or something? I was like, what the?
Yeah.
She's your maid. I was like, stop. If you really loved your maid, you would have fucking sent her on a goddamn vacation. You would have taken her with you. There was nothing to maid around at the house. There's nothing to cook. There's nothing to clean. You ain't there.
That's what I didn't understand. It's like she went to meet the parents. Why couldn't the?
Exactly. Now let's talk about that other ridiculous fucking show, Real Housewives of New York.
New York.
When they said the B is back, did they mean Bethany or bitch? Because Bethany's attitude since she got back is just negative, negative, negative. Me. I'm so broke. I'm this. I'm so hard done to. It's not fair. Bitch, you have $125 million. Get a fucking grip. Buy a man. Buy a blow-up man. And shut the fuck up. And I love Bethany.
You know,
and if you don't want your single shit, you don't want your money, you want to go back to your squalor, I'll take your 125 million, and I'll still bitch with John, and I'll still buy handbags, and I still want Cook.
well, she sold it for that much, but her net worth is only 25 million.
Only.
So it's really tough. So I don't understand the homeless thing. I don't understand her constantly talking about her talk show being canceled, because in other interviews she was relieved it was, because it just wasn't her thing. And you know, even kind of Mercedes was on Watch What Happens Live, and when she was asked about like how with Bethany and stuff, she was talking about how she seemed like she was kind of the Jill Zarin. Oh no, sorry, that was Nene, not Bethany. Never mind.
No, it wasn't Nene. It was last night. It was or the night before. Somebody said it was their. It was one of the callers called him.
Yeah.
And said that she's like the Jill Zarin.
Yeah, Nene is, yeah. But I think Bethany is doing it way too much. I thought the fight with Ramona, the very first episode, was just didn't really need to happen. And I think, you know, the thing that I'm seeing with Bethany, and I'm still seeing with her, she has to win every fight. Just to comment on everything. She has to say everything.
Yeah.
As I'm getting older and wiser, at least I think, and I try, I don't try to win every fight. Not with my friends, not with my partner. You know what I mean? It's just like some things, just let it go. And Bethany doesn't let anything go. And it was entertaining at first to me, but now it's too much.
Well, here's another thing. She doesn't have a relationship with Heather at all. And she doesn't like. I have a problem with Heather because Heather's always in everyone's business. Yapping. And I really don't, I don't care for her. So when you put Heather and Bethany in a room, it's like it's like Chernobyl. I mean, it's like, oh my God, what the fuck? What happened? It's like, Jesus Christ, a reactor just blew. I mean, you're like, holy crap. And they just at each other. And then you add Dorinda into the mix, who's, I'm not sure how, I liked Dorinda for like 2 minutes.
We tweeted about this yesterday.
Oh, it's like, what is wrong with her?
I did not. So when we saw that in the trailer, it sounded like, wow, like the boyfriend was saying something about the daughter, and now we've seen the whole episode.
I thought he was hitting on her. I thought he was.
We all did, and Dorinda is a little codependent.
Yeah,
that daughter with the eyebrows. What were you saying on Twitter yesterday?
What the hell is that? She paints black eyebrow. I don't understand. And why is this child a adult? Yeah, her eyebrows look just like yours.
It's hairy monkey eyebrows. Mine are a little more contoured. Mine are actually a little more contoured, glammy, but they're like kind of hairy monkey eyebrows.
I've never done my eyebrows in my entire life. And I've got no hair in my arms, never shaved my legs, so I don't know all about this whole problem.
You're from Scotland. There's no sun there, so nothing grows.
Nothing gross. I'm not loving Dorinda.
I'm not loving her either anymore.
The whole cougar thing, it's disgusting.
Even Carol's relationship?
No, Carol, he's 29. She's what, 51, 50?
She's 51, I think, yeah. I love Carol. I love Razzie. I love my Razzie.
She acts like a 12-year-old, so he's probably the grown-up in the relationship.
12-year-old with $50 million. Okay.
She acts like she's the kid. I did think, the only thing I agreed with Bethany about this entire season so far is that she said that Dorinda had a fucked up relationship, basically, and she thought it was really weird that they were talking about widows and moving ashes and, oh shit, party's over, whatever they were talking about, the widows club. But I really feel that the star of New York this year is Countess Luann. She's fabulous. Have you seen her shit on Twitter as well?
Yes.
She's going boom, boom, boom.
Got hacked.
Like Countess Luann figured out Twitter. She figured out how to tweet, and she's figured out how to say "Go to hell, bitch." Boom. I mean,
did you know Did you know in New York? I forgot which hotel it is. I think it's the one that owns like the Hudson Hotel Group has a thing, and I could be wrong. Has a thing where if you one of their packages, if you stay there, it's like for $2,500. The Countess will show you around New York.
Shut up.
Almost did it.
Oh, you should have done it. You know what? If we do go to New York for 4th of July weekend, which I'm thinking of doing, we should do that. Just you and I. Fuck everybody else. We'll just go.
I'm not going to be in New York this summer.
Oh, I know, but I might be in New York this summer.
I heard.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about why you're not in New York this summer.
Right, I can't
because you're coming to Florida to be with me.
I will. I love it. I love Miami.
Yes, we'll do Miami this summer. 4th of July, Miami. Oh my God, Eric would flip the fuck out because he's expecting me up there. Anyway, so
Dorinda, I'm not thrilled with the way she is. I'm not thrilled that she has a double life with her boyfriend, and I actually have empathy for her boyfriend, even going to that club.
Well, if you're not really dating the girl, can you go to clubs like that?
Yeah, I think that if you're dating someone and their child doesn't like you, and you're not doing anything to kind of make your two worlds, your dating world and your daughter, because it didn't seem like he has a problem with her.
Well, I understand that
we're happily together.
You have to say, okay, this is my boyfriend, you don't like him, let's try again and again. And if the child, after 2 years, still hates the boyfriend, there has to be some type of compromise, because if you love your mom and she's happy, you would shut the fuck up.
An adult child, not a 10-year-old, like a 25-year-old. Come on.
I don't know how old she is, but she talks about, and I'm really sick to death of Richard. Who the hell was Richard? And how fabulous was Richard? Well, Richard's dead. Get over it. Shut up. Your kid that was not Richard's kid either, because she met Richard when she had the kid. So this
she was young, and Richard died.
Yeah.
With all your empathy, you're saying right now, and then I get it. The daughter loved him, and it's probably really hard for her. But you know what? Life goes on.
All the money that mommy got, because Dorinda doesn't look like she is always been on the Upper West Side.
Mm-mm.
I think she's been more like, I don't know.
Listen,
she was telling me again.
I talked to my New York friends. His dry cleaning company is like for wealthy people, and for Dorinda to sit there and say, "I even get my knickers dry cleaned." Date a dry cleaner? Oh my gosh, it just sounds like magic to me. Is that bad?
No. All right, let's move on, because I don't.
All right, let's move on. We got Shaw's. A lot happened with Shaw's. A lot happened with Jessica.
She is the worst addition to any television show in the history of television. She is horrific. I hate her. I hope your marriage fails and crashes and burns. You are a disaster. You've got on the show to get famous. You've got on the show to try and put a wedge between friends. These people, these kids, Reza and Asa and Gigi and Mercedes and Mike, they came from Iran. They came from different religions. There's Jewish and Muslim, and they're still best friends, and this fucking bitch comes in and starts getting holier than thou and thinks she's hot shit. I cannot stand her. I do not want... Mike's going to lose his job on Shaw's because the people hate her so much. I have not seen one person say Team Jessica.
Jessica, no. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you, and I just... when she cried, when she parachuted down, and
screaming,
the picnic, and had the ring, I mean, she's a very, very insecure person. You can sit there, you can see it in her face.
The dinner they had this week, when they sat down at dinner, and MJ arrived first. No, Asa arrived. Was Asa arrived first? Yes. And Asa said hello. Right before that, Jessica said, "I'm not going to be fake, and she had said in the house that she was going to behave.
See the martinis? All those martinis.
Yeah, well, she said she was going to behave, and she led Mike down the road that she was going to be open to listening to them.
Yeah.
She did not listen. You know, she didn't listen. As soon as she sat down, she went snap and changed.
You're not going to shush me. You're not going to shush me.
And Mike's like, ooh. And then Asa arrives, and she goes after Asa. Then MJ arrives, and she goes after MJ. And while kissing them both on their cheeks.
Asa handled herself really well. You could tell before everyone else got there that she was trying to be engaging. She was trying to be nice. Let me see your ring. Jessica just sat there.
Mm-hmm.
Just, what is these? Okay, I get that Gigi said that. I get that she was kind of put on the spot. But get the F over it. It's no big freaking deal. Everybody was drunk. Shit happens.
Why is Jessica not upset about the previous year's trip when Mike was running around with his dick out? You know? And everybody's like, oh! Why is she not upset about that? Because they haven't been together for 3 years.
It's a very, very good point, Glammy.
You know,
very good point.
And I knew, we talked about this last time. You asked me, do you think anything happened? I think in Gigi's mind, and something happened to Gigi that crossed that line with her. That it might
I think lots happened to Gigi.
Well, I think that there's something happened to her that crossed a line. Even in her drunken stupor, she was like, whoa, this is wrong.
Glammy, we saw screenshots of Mike tugging on her G-string, okay? I mean, in front of everyone.
Yeah.
How much far, I mean, does the finger need to slip in the hole? Be like, oh, wait a minute, whoa. You tug on my G-string, but you can't, penetrate.
You've seen how Mike is when he gets drunk. He gets very, very aggressive.
I like it.
You like when he goes fighting with Asafa's husband and wherever else?
Like and then I'd be like, let me help you with your wounds, honey.
Mike looks cute from certain angles. He does. He looks cute from a certain angle, but when he's just such a pretentious prick. He really is. There's something
he
wants to be rich. He wants everybody's really expensive toys, but doesn't want to work for it. He acts entitled that he should have all these expensive cars and shit.
But even if you are rich, like Carol Raswell's rich. She's one of the richest on the show. I think she has more money than Lisa Vanderpump. Look how she doesn't sit there and show it, and she drives a Jeep Cherokee, for goodness sakes, when she drives her car.
The difference between you and old money.
It's annoying that people who are sit there, even when they have it, just having all this stuff, like the friend that has the house with all the cars. I forgot his name.
Asafa's husband.
Yeah, how many cars?
Old and new money.
True.
Carol is from a very well-established family.
Mm-hmm.
The person.
Still.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, even Reza's so over the friggin' top with. I mean, I'm going to say I love the way that Reza dresses. He is ridiculous over the top.
I love it.
Off. You know, he's like. You know how P Diddy changed his name to Puff Daddy, to P Diddy, to Sean, and he's strutting around. He's got sunglasses on at night, and he gets away with it because he carries it off.
Mm-hmm.
Reza, when he's not being a bitch, carries it off. Because Reza can be mean, cut you down. Last season, I did not like the way he acted towards MJ.
Yeah.
Because he had Lily, Barbie doll. I do think that Adam has grounded him.
Mm-hmm.
I do think he loves Adam a lot. I think he's really trying to lose weight, get in shape, get married, whatever.
I've sat next to Reza and Adam. The table literally was right next to me in LA. And, I looked, said hi, didn't engage in a conversation, but I kind of listened to theirs. They're actually very sweet, and they talk to each other very maturely. They're a really good couple. So when Mike was asked on Watch What Happens Live, are they going to last? I think they are too. They really know each other very well.
I agree. And there's so many problems with, I think they're going to have to remove Mike from the show. And I think that's why they brought somebody in that looks just like Mike.
Yeah, what do we think of the lie detector testing?
I think the second one, well, the first one was just a fucking joke because she was so nervous. She was lying left and
What
right.
about the guy? The guy doing that?
She was contradicting. Yeah, and he was just a prick. But the second one, I really truly believe that she was telling the truth, her
I think
truth.
she's
I don't
too.
know. And for people like Asa and Reza and MJ all to believe her because they know Mike outside of the show
Yeah.
and they know that he's been horned up with basically everything that walked. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know.
All right. So I know we wanted to talk about a millionaire or million dollar listing, but we're running out of time with
Well,
that.
quickly, let me just say, $1 Million Listing. If you're not watching it, watch it.
I have to catch up. New York, millionaire listing, New York, right?
Frederick made me cry last night.
Frederick.
Frederick, his relationship with Derek is so fucking perfect. They are not putting you down. They are the ultimate gay couple. They should be the poster child. They should be in JFK as the American dream stroke gay couple of America. You know, when you come in, welcome to America, they need to be the poster children.
We'll see about that. I'm going to catch up this week, and next Wednesday, we'll have a challenge.
They're fabulous. They're fabulous. There's nothing you can do.
I can't wait, but I also want to make sure we have time, because we have just a few more minutes. We've got a new Bravo show coming, Secrets and Wives.
I know.
I saw the trailer, and I thought it was going to be kind of like Housewives with a new name, but it's not. These ladies are all friends. They've been friends for years. They all got married together. They've all gotten divorced together, right?
Yes. And I watched the trailer, first of all, the preview thing, and I hated it. Then I watched it again and went, wait a minute, there's somebody on that show that I kind of might actually get. So then I they were all blonde apart from one, and the brunette stood out to me as being really smart and very down to earth. Then I read her bio. Her name's Susan, and she is fabulous. She married a guy. She then divorced him, like, you know, very rich guy, had a couple of kids with him, divorced him, met her high school sweetheart, and found out that he was going to jail for, I think, securities fraud, waited for the guy, and they've now got a 5-year-old son together, but she doesn't really fit into Long Island society, whatever the hell that is. What is Long Island society? I didn't know there was such a thing, you know. But anyway,
ask Cardo and Gina Marie. I don't know.
I don't know. And I think they might actually live kind of close to Eric. I'm not going to give Eric's address out, but they're in that vicinity. Yeah, we will. We'll give you the whole thing. You can send him.
Burn that house down.
Send him macarons. He'll love you forever. Tell him Glammy sent them. Glammy said send him macarons. And if you don't know what macarons are, they're not the ones made of coconut. Just saying. That's macaroons. Anyway. Sorry. I'm just giving you some facts. Yes, Secrets and Wives looks cool, and it starts June 2nd, so I'm really excited about that. It really made me go, oh, I want to watch. So
we need to follow them, right? So
yes.
I'm going to send them a tweet right now that I'm excited that their show is going to start.
And tell them that you're my friend.
I will.
And I'm actually doing a new blog on Princess Glammy to talk about us and talk about this and talk about how to get this on your reality recaps and blah, 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 whole thing. So
awesome. So we're going to have Glammy's blog linked to our site, cross-promote.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be able to go to, I'll embed on my site the YouTubes of these things.
Yeah.
So it'll go straight to your YouTube channel if people can't find you for some reason because they're stupid and can only find me.
I don't want to call people stupid,
guys. You know that I don't use the retarded word anymore.
Thank you. Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts on just the Bravo shows?
I'm not watching the newlywed ones. It's too depressing. The whole miscarriages and trying to get pregnant. It's not what I want to watch. It's not my kind of Bravo show. I want to see wine tossing, wig pulling, and table flipping. You know,
I have to catch up on Newlyweds because I kind of watch it on the weekends if I'm doing something else. I try to get into Southern Charm. I know you don't like it.
I've
One of
tried. I just can't do it. I don't
my my
know.
BFF, I was staying with her in LA a few weeks ago. She had it on her DVR. I actually tried to watch it. I just can't. When they're on Watch What Happens Live, you can't relate to them. That white Republican kind of thing.
Can't understand it, and it's not really my thing. I don't understand the whole concept of kind of living with your mother or talking about the plantation. It just doesn't go down well with me, because they're always talking about,
Yeah.
we've been here since the plantation. I'm like, yeah, that's not something you brag about, bitch. I mean, come on.
I'm at my
So
mother's
I just
beach
don't get
house and I don't work. I don't understand that either.
and I don't understand their names. I don't know where the hell they came up with these stupid names. And the one girl that was on last year I really liked with like the
It's the
punk rock
South.
hair, she's gone. Oh, and
Yeah.
they like to drink way too much. And that's just there's something off about that shit. I just don't get it. Blood, Sweat, and Heels, I'm loving it, but Daisy's still sick. Geneva got arrested. She's claiming it's a civil rights violation for not paying her cab driver. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I'm not black in New York, so I
She used to
don't.
take Uber. It's just easier.
She's taking Uber.
Always pay the Uber.
She was great. She still never got her nails done, apparently. And there's a girl from, of course, every freaking show on Bravo needs a snarky Brit, so they've now got their snarky Brit.
Just like we have ours.
Yeah, Chantel's from Birmingham, so she's from where Duran Duran are from, and she's got the fake accent. Like, I'm so fabulous. And I'm like, people from Birmingham don't sound like that. I know for a fact they don't sound like you. And but she's done really well for herself. And then there's a girl from Afghanistan on there, whose name I forget, but Chantel called her an Afghan hound, and the girl took it as racist. But no, the girl actually does look like an Afghan hound. So I'm not exactly sure where that stands. She looked like a dog. I'm sorry. And if you said I looked like a Pekingese, then I do look like my Pekingese. Long shaggy hair. I'm not gonna,
Right.
It's not really.
All right, Glammy, where can we find you?
Princess Glammy. Well, people can see me right here. See what these words say? It says Twitter at Comedy Jonah, and it says it right that you don't have to tell people where to find us. They can read. They're not stupid.
People who are blind also listen to our show, and we're on iTunes, so it's just our audio.
Oh,
So
it's just the
tell
audio on iTunes?
Yeah, just the audio is on iTunes. So tell the effing people where to effing find you.
Okay. I'm sorry to the
And
blind.
don't question me again.
I'm sorry to the blind people. I'm sorry to the blind and the.
And the audio downloads on iTunes, which everyone should also visit.
Yes, well, iTunes. If you don't know, we're on iTunes. Okay, I haven't been on iTunes for years. I don't think. Okay.
We know you're getting back. We know you're getting back, girl. It's okay, girl.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna do the closing. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We had so much to talk about. Glammy Crowd, all into $1 Million Listing New York next week. Tweet us.
Yes.
Tweet me at Comedy Jonah. Let us know what else we should be talking about. I know we're not doing a lot of the cooking shows, but you know what? It's just a lot of content already. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
Bye, me, Princess Glammy. Mwah.